Sorry.
Don't touch the camera. You too. Come this way. You too.
Don't touch me. You physically assaulted me. I love the Guido attitude.
Come on.
Hey, you can't physically assault me. No, you can't. I can report you then. You can't physically assault me. Yeah, I love it. You sound like an American now. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Video after video of people coming over if you have a camera in public and hitting you, attacking it. But they don't mind if the government's watching them. And all over the U.S., police are arresting people for wiretapping if they videotape police in public when there's no perception of privacy. It's just crazy. And I've noticed there's these comments over there by people of, you must be an American. So I guess they said that to you when you were talking to the new prime minister during his press conference. They said, oh, shut up, American. So I guess calling somebody an American is like a big insult.
Yeah, what it is, Alex, it's from World War II when a lot of the GIs were over in Britain, and obviously American men probably a bit more tanned, a bit more muscular than some of the English, and so they got lots of English girls, and there was a big resentment amongst the English men about the Yanks, in inverted commas, being very boisterous and having fun and enjoying the women. So it is a 60-year-old racism against Americans, and it's very funny because racism against Americans when Britain follows America very culturally and very closely. So I think they just didn't have anything else to say to me, so they just threw the Yank comment at me, which is just quite funny.
It's all about divide and conquer. Let's go ahead and take a phone call. Frank in Texas, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Al?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I know all your info is factual and true, but you guys are really missing the real conspiracy. We're fighting satanic beings, man. I mean, real live creatures that you can actually make physical contact with.
You know, my wife said that last night. We were at dinner, and she said, Alex, of course we're being attacked. Of course you're being attacked. You're not just fighting the New World Order. I mean, you are an affront to the devil. And, I mean, what else do you call it when the government in the U.S. grabs over 1 million kids a year and abuses the daylights out of them? What else do you call it when they poison the water and the food by design in their own documents to sterilize us and give us cancer? So, I mean, regardless if you believe in it or not, that's what it is. It's just pure pit of hell evil. Go ahead.
You can actually see them, though. I've seen them 36 times between 1980 and Corpus Christi it started. And I won't get into how it all happened. I got involved with some witches, unbeknownst to me. I was a new Christian. And I opened up myself to them. I dared a girl to do it that claimed she could conjure demons. And as a joke, on Halloween night, she sicked one on me. It sounds funny, but it was a big, black, smoky-looking thing, and it tried to wrap itself around my neck, and I just called for Jesus, and it took off. But after that, I have made contact with these things 36 times. I actually struck one in Amarillo, Texas one night with my fist. Another time, the last time it was in outside of Austin at 3:30 in the morning.
Frank, I appreciate your call, but I really don't. I mean, I don't go there. I only stick to what I can prove and document, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on in this world. And I know the globalists, they do believe in this. Almost all the top globalists are Luciferians. Any comments on that from our guest, Charlie?
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite inspirer is actually another Texan like yourself, Bill Hicks. He talked a lot about the people at the top doing things with Satan. And to me, whether they are real demons in this universe or whatever, the metaphor of calling them Satanists is correct. But let's not forget, a lot of the guys at the top, the elites, they are atheists in the Christian monotheistic sense. They believe in another religion, which they will take energy, lots of dark energy and fear, and then use it. But it's just a sign of their sick mind. Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But to call them Satanists, they're just pathetic people. You know.
Stay there. Got a break. We've got an author coming up to discuss the State Bank of North Dakota and more, how to take our monetary system back from the offshore bankers. We're in our final segment with Charlie Visch. And we've got links up to his website at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. The website is cveach.org. Just C in front of the name veach.org. That's the Love Police taking action, doing a great job, and being persecuted. Because that's when you really know how evil these governments are, is when you actually stand up against them. And it's only going to get worse unless we stand up now together. We outnumber them 1,000 to 1, and they know that. Mark in Philly, you're on the air for our guests. Go ahead.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Charlie. Listen, Alex, to me what's happening here is this is an attack. It's an attack on the seed of who we are as human beings. It's an attack on our consciousness. It's an attack. They're attacking the DNA of who we are. They're seeking to attack the food DNA. They're seeking to attack the DNA of our laws, of a free republic.
Yeah, they're playing God. They're rewriting the universe in their Hellraiser image.
So to me, they might be the great deceivers, but we are the great perceivers. And you are leading that, along with others like yourself, Charlie, and others around the globe. And we have to wake up and wake up our perceptions. And to me, and because I've called into you before, to me it's about learning how to see, learning how to perceive, not only with our eyes, but with all of our being, our consciousness. We have many abilities, many talents, many gifts as Homo sapien. This is an attack on Homo sapien. The common people around the globe aren't at war with each other. We have much in common.
No, we have a scientific, technocratic elite playing God. They know what makes us tick, and they're manipulating us, and they're altering our DNA through the toxins. That's admitted. Human DNA is now changing rapidly. They are poisoning us. The world government's only the beginning. They want to get rid of us. And in closing, that was a great call, Mark. I want you to, speak to what he was just saying.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. It's an ongoing battle between left brain and right brain, between the machine hearts and machine minds and the spiritual, alive human beings. The machine men, they hate us because they are so jealous of the love that we have in our hearts. They are so jealous of the fact that we don't give up, that we actually stand for truth and for each other. So they will always try and control us because they don't understand us. And, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. They fear us, which is why they are so desperate to control us, and they will fail. And I'm happy to say they will fail, and I'll make sure they fail my end. I hope everyone does their end as well.
Yeah, I can hear Yoda. Hate leads to the dark side.
Indeed.
And there's no doubt the dark side is upon us. Let's jam in one more call. Let's talk to Bobby in Texas. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex, how you doing today?
Pretty good, my friend.
Fellow thought criminal today. Listen, I wanted to ask your guest from England if he thinks that we have, or that they have something kind of like we do here in the western states, like North and South Com, and how they, how did England go from kind of being what happened to us back in the 80s where we were worried about the communists, and then all of a sudden it just kind of flips over and turns against the people? Because I think it happened there faster, where the state kind of turned against the people. Is that true?
Well, they started a lot of that by staging terror attacks, blaming it on the IRA, and we're going to keep you safe, and then political correctness. But I appreciate your call. Comments on that quickly.
Well, the way they do it is the way they've always done it, is mainstream media. Just keep repetition. Just, tell people about climate change and that human beings are the problem, that we're pathetic. And the Hollywood as well, and also, British film is Hollywood films nowadays. Just keep reminding people that they're worthless, that they are the biggest problem. And in all the newspapers, you don't get good news on the newspaper. You hear about rape, war, famine, stabbings, murder. And, people start to think, oh, my God, we are terrible creatures. Thank God we have these elites to look after us. And it's a propaganda war, as your channel, Alex. It's an info war.
Charlie Veach of the Love Police. Look forward to talking to you again in the future. Keep up the great work, and folks can contact you and get involved in what you're doing. Or they can roll over and get scared and give in to these people. We're about getting past the fear and taking action. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
I'm gonna leave.